Good morning, everybody, and welcome to week 9 of remote learning. This is kind of a special week because it's our seniors last week. So for my seniors in this class, congratulations, you are almost there, ready to graduate. For the rest of us, we have a couple weeks left to go. After this week, our plans are going to change a little bit, though, so stick around for updates next week on the future plan. So this week we have a inquiry lab about space exploration, and I'm going to give it the whole thing to you today, and then you have all week to complete it. So if you're feeling like really motivated on Monday and you're like, I'm just going to get this whole thing done today and send it to Miss Mosley, that is an option. If you're maybe feeling motivated on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week, you can. Or if you are somebody that's like, I can stay motivated for 15 minutes, I'm going to work on it for 15 minutes each day until I'm done. Whatever works for you, works for me. So this space exploration inquiry lab needs to be done by the end of the week. And when you are done with it, you are going to send it to me in an email to show me that you have completed your week 9 work for space science. So I'm going to open up here on my computer. It looks like this. It's a Google Doc, and it's a couple pages long. The first thing you're going to have to do is make a copy of it, and you're going to call it, like I would call it, Molly Mosley Space Exploration. And then that one is the one I can type on. So the first, or the essential question, the thing that you are trying to answer by doing this lab is, how do scientists and engineers decide what equipment and transportation is necessary for space travel? So if we were to go and travel in space, how would we know what do we need to take? How do we get there? How many people do we take? How many supplies? How do we figure all that stuff out before we leave the planet? So you guys are going to be doing and thinking about that a little bit this week. The first page of this is just a little background information for you to read. So there's some background reading about space travel and all the things that we've sent up into space. And then you're going to get to where you're going to see some green highlighted work. And I tried to go through and highlight the questions so that it was easy for you to see. So the first thing that it's going to have you do is it says, you've been hired by NASA to plan a mission to a planet in our solar system. And then there's going to be a series of questions for you to go through, think about, and answer. The first one is about how long it's going to take you to get to all the planets. There is a little formula here. You have to do a little bit of math to figure out how many hours it would take and how many months that would be. So all the stuff you need to do this is right up here in this problem. There's a formula and a conversion factor. You just need to do a little bit of work to figure out how long does it take us to get to Venus or Saturn? How long would that take? And then you're just going to keep scrolling and you're going to keep reading. You're going to get to question 2. You're going to put a star next to the planet that you choose to travel to. So out of all the planets, based on the time it takes to get there, which one are you going to choose to travel to? When you get to the planet, what is going to be your mission goal? So out of these mission goals, measure, sample, photograph, experiment, or explore, which 2 would be the focus of your mission. So you get to have a little bit of fun and be a little bit creative about, like, if you were to go into space, what would you want to find out? And then based on the type of mission, choose what type of mission you will attempt based on your goals. Be sure to consider the travel time for a manned mission. So if you want to go to Saturn and you want to test the composition of rock samples, you're going to have to do something that's going to collect rocks. If you do a flyby and take pictures, that's not going to help you do anything with the rocks there. So based on what type of mission, based on what type of data you want to collect, what kind of mission are you going to have to run? And keep going. And then what kind of equipment would you need on your mission? You see another green question. That's just for me to highlight that you need to answer that. It is going to ask you the question of, how does the distance to the planet affect your choice of missions? And you're going to keep scrolling. you got another procedure coming up. This one is to think about, okay, now that you have your mission goals and your mission, like what are you going to need? What kind of supplies? You want to look at what kind of spacecraft you're going to take out there into space. And there's another check for understanding question. Why did you choose the vehicle you chose? And then finally, now that you have where you're going, what your mission goals are, what kind of spacecraft you're going to take, what supplies you need, how long it's going to take you, I want you to answer this conclusion question and a couple reflection questions. And then you're done. So just a little bit of thoughts this week about space travel. What do we need? What do we need to think about when they're planning those missions? And a little bit of a chance for you guys to be creative and think about if you could go out into space, where would you go and what would you want to find out? So this space exploration sheet needs to be done by the end of the week, which is Thursday. And then just another good idea for you to do if you haven't been checking Skyward, make sure that you're checking Skyward and you're looking, do you have any missing assignments or things that you could do if you have any extra time this week. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure if you have questions or anything, you are emailing me. And that's it. So have a good day. I will talk to you later this week.